And we're live.
We are live.
Let me get over here.
I just remembered.
Check. Got the homie Jamal in the house.
Woohoo!
Welcome to Beyond the Lyrics. Your host, Emcee Ski. And the homie Kavawan, he couldn't make it. He had to work late.
Yo, Kava.
And Kostya, the Ukrainian
Kostya.
sensation, he probably in the studio somewhere, making beats, producing, engineering.
Yeah, busy.
I got a co-pilot here with me, the homie. So let me tick off this list. We have a vocalist, songwriter, recording artist, producer, vocal coach, music educator, and on top of that, being the owner of Queen Level Productions and Records. And on top of that, being a mother. How you doing?
I'm so good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, no doubt.
It's always good to hang with you.
Yeah. It's been a while. You know, we had you here maybe probably one of the first couple of artists when we started back in, I want to say 2023.
I think so.
Or 2022.
I've been here a couple times. You've been very gracious. Thank you.
Okay. Oh, no problem. Well, you busy. You know, I see you doing shows and everything on top of helping other artists, and came to a couple of our shows, so thank you. Even though the last one.
Oh my God. I never go out anywhere just because so much. And I really wanted to make it to your show. And I assumed that it was going to be, I think, an hour longer than it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got down there and I think I caught the last song.
Yeah.
But I caught the last song.
But it's all good. Yeah. So as we was talking earlier, it seems like summer is over. How was your summer?
It was a summer of rest. I did a few shows. I was able to play like the Surrey Fusion Festival.
Okay.
Yeah, it really, we'll get into it, but it really has been about self-care a lot, because I am hoping that next summer is going to be very busy. So it's application season now, but this past year has been a lot. And I just decided to focus on really taking care of my foundation, my home, my health and wellness, and, working on the business little by little and just having some ease.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, like I said, since it's been a little while since we had you on here, won't you tell us a little bit about, what inspired you to get into music and more specifically reggae?
I have an answer for you.
What is it?
What inspired me with music? I mean, ever since I can remember, I've just been drawn to music. Mm-hmm. My dad, I think I've told you the Stevie Wonder story.
Yep. But say it again.
I'll give the condensed version of it. So Stevie Wonder the Songs in the Key of Life is the first album I was introduced to as an infant. And so it's been
an amazing album to be introduced.
Right? Yeah. And I remember I used to have cassette tapes because I'm part of that generation. So that tells you how old I am now. Whatever. Age is just a number. And I used to have a little tape recorder, and I used cassette tapes. I remember playing a cassette tape and thinking it was kind of weird, and then later realizing that was Stevie Wonder Songs in the Key of Life as well. It's just like it's mature music, right? So it's for grown-ups. So, but anyway, I used to record myself all the time. I have old recordings of myself singing gibberish, really, and just wanting to hear my own voice. Yeah, I was really drawn to it. And I used to sing Flanders Fields all the time.
What's that?
It's like for Remembrance Day.
Oh.
But it's got so much like heart and it sounds sad. And so I think like from an early age, I just found the connection between how music can move you and make you feel, just simple. Yeah. But the Stevie Wonder story, I do have to tell it because it's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I had been talking to my dad. This is like 25 years ago. I was talking to my dad about that album, and I happened to mention the two songs Saturn and Ebony Eyes. And later that day, I was walking on English Bay and with a friend, and I look over on a rock, and there's something sitting there, and it's clearly like a small little album, like a 45, and it was all scratched up and dusty, and it was Stevie Wonder Songs in the Key of Life. And the two songs on it were Saturn and Ebony Eyes. I still have it.
That's crazy.
I know.
You still have it?
It was like a momentum of alignment.
Yeah. That's something you keep. Yeah.
That's something that doesn't just happen. But these things happen to me a lot in life. So I've gotten used to people and things appearing and just following the signs. I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, music has always made me feel good. And I have always noticed how it also affects other people. And I think it's just been a part of me. It's really not what I do. It's kind of just who I am.
And did you start getting into songwriting at a young age, or did it take a little while?
I didn't really start writing my own songs until I was in my later 20s. And that was back in Regina, Saskatchewan. Yeah. So that's when rent was $4.50. Car insurance was $45 a month, you know.
When life was a little more simple.
Yeah, I think I had to work. I think I was doing teaching subbing, and I think I had to work like 4 or 5 days out of the month just to pay to live comfortably.
Yeah.
And so I had this big old character apartment, and I had a room set up with a keyboard and my mic and everything. And that's where it started. I had so much time on my hands that I just started writing. And, you know, like you see other people, you listen to other people's songs and stuff. And I'm just like, I want this. It was totally the unknown territory.
Yeah.
Freedom. You know my song Freedom.
Yep.
I actually sent it to you tonight to, you know, if we have time to listen to it or whatever. But that's the first song that I ever wrote. That's the first real song that I ever wrote.
Oh.
Yeah.
So how did you get into doing reggae? What made you want to try that path?
Yeah. I didn't grow up with it. I wasn't surrounded by it. But my brother, Owen, who is 3 years younger than me, he was really into reggae. And he was always playing, you know, Bob Marley and stuff like that in like younger years or whatever. And it's actually funny because back then, you know, there was like a poster or something. I lived with him as a roommate, and there's a big poster on the wall of Bob Marley, and he was sparking one up on the poster. And I'm like, we are not having that poster in this house. I am whatever. Anyway. And so, but later down the road, I think a few years later, I went with a group of friends from Regina to go and see Burning Spear in Calgary. And I didn't know who Burning Spear was. We had reggae nights. Like I went dancing reggae and stuff. So I was into reggae music for that. Okay. It moved me. But we went. And when I felt the vibe and saw the community and just like felt how, I just felt the vibe, basically felt the energy. And it just felt like everyone was just grooving together, you know. It's such a good feeling, and it felt medicinal, and it reached me at a spirit level. And I knew that night that there was something up with reggae music.
Okay. Before Jamal heads out here. So Jamal, for the music, all I got to do is just press play. Yeah. I don't hit. Okay. Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Jamal is leaving the building. He wanted to make sure we got off to a good start.
Yes, appreciate that a lot.
So, like I said, it's been a little while since you've been here. So what are some things you've been working on as far as, you know, projects, shows?
Mm-hmm. There's something else I wanted to say about reggae music, if I could just go back for 1 second. Yeah. I do have to pay respects to people in this city that helped me with that.
Okay, let's do that.
Because I kind of came, like over the pandemic, I spent a lot of time in a recording studio because I just couldn't sit at home and I needed to make music for my own sanity. And so there's a studio called House Records. So that was, I worked a lot with LT Irie.
Okay. Shout out LT Irie.
And then I recorded my first single there, Rise, which is on Spotify. And shout out to Tugstar and all the House Records that supported me with that. Yep. And also the people that made that song really backed me up and like stepped in and helped me out. So like shout out to Richard Brown.
My man, RB.
Matt Reed, Malcolm Aiken on trumpet, Mr. Metro, he's passed now, but you know, sending love to him. He was a keyboard player. And yeah, you know what? It was just, and Dee Dee Cascade she did a bridge on that for me. Dee Dee. Yeah, for sure. So I had a lot of love and support there. And that's kind of where it got started. And I just, it just feels really natural for me. So I'm like reggae music and also some neo soul, R&B, a little funk, a little blues, definitely a lot of influences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's up. So, any, like you said, past 2 years since we had you on here, or a year and a half, any projects that you put out, or any songs or any events you've done? I know you've been killing it at Guilt & Co.
Thank you. Yeah. You know, every 6 months or so, I do a show there.
Yeah.
They have a heavy rotation of a lot of really amazing artists there.
They do.
Shout out to Paul Clark.
Yeah. Shout out to Paul Clark. Yeah.
And, you know, to be honest, and we'll get into this too. There's a reason why I haven't been super busy. So I really have to pick and choose where I put my energies right now.
Yep.
I'm recovering from a lot of things, like injury wise. And so, I've had to really learn how to pace myself. Like my mind just wants to go. I want to do so much, but I'm like, no, slow down, keep it level. You know, you're rebuilding, you're healing. But I'm working on a couple things. So one thing I'm working on is a neuroaffirmative kids performing arts and creative camp.
Okay.
I'm going to be partnering with a pretty major organization on the Lower Mainland. I can't say it because it's not official yet. But I know growing up as a neurodivergent child that was undiagnosed with ADHD, and what I'm suspecting is actually ADHD, which is on the autism spectrum just a little bit. Life was hard. Life is hard in a lot of different ways when you're not supported, diagnosed, seen in that way.
Yeah.
And so for me, working with kids in schools all the time, I just see the need for kids who are neurodiverse to have a special place to go where they can unmask, where they can be themselves, where accommodations are not questioned but offered and celebrated even.
Yeah.
You know, and just it's just to boost confidence using the arts as a vehicle. You know, have a good positive experience, like feel good about yourself, make some connections. So that's one of the things I'm working on. I have a big musical theater background, so I draw a lot from theater for that. Just give them a bit of an eclectic experience. I'm back to vocal coaching. So I am accepting new clients, and I'm working out of a studio in New West. Actually, they have welcomed me with open arms. It's called IDEO Studio. So that's Justin Hicks, and you know those guys.
I think my man Hard Body Dreams.
Yes.
Yeah, had me go in that studio, and we supposed to be recording some stuff in there. Yeah. Okay.
So there's a space out of there, and everything is advertised on my Queen Level Productions website. Maybe I should just give that because I'm working. So I'm developing Queen Level Productions and Queen Level Records.
Yeah.
And that first started as a motivation to support underrepresented genres such as reggae music. As I sort of have moved through life and had my own lived experience, reggae music can also always be supported more, but it's not a major deficit. I see things happening all the time across this country. But where I did realize that there was a deficit, where I needed support, and where I know that I could try to support others, and especially in music, is artists living with disabilities. And that's where it's actually moved to. So it's done a complete shift. And I work with all genres, you know, any kind of artists. I do have a focus on women because women are a minority and women do have their own set of experiences. So I'm very passionate about women's work, but I'll work with anyone. I'll work with men and women as well. And, you know, definitely encourage the LGBTQ community to come on board, our Indigenous community, BIPOC community, you know, like I really want to serve marginalized communities or make things available to underrepresented parts of our community, or at least offer, make it more available, more accessible is the word that I'm looking for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember my wife she had mentioned about BIPOC, about me looking into that because, you know, I'm from the States.
Yeah.
So she was like, you know, BIPOC. I was like, no, I know Tupac. I don't know BIPOC. And so when she started saying, well, you can get resources and this and that, and I was like, well, I guess I'm BIPOC. You know? Yeah. So definitely having so Queen Level also helps people see these resources that's available to them. And this came out of the motivation because, as we about to get into about disabilities. So you've had a couple of accidents, or
That's an understatement.
yeah. Well, tell us.
So I want to preface this by saying that I really struggle. What's that sound?
It's
Oh.
they got an event over there.
Fix the camera so that you can see your face. Your face is blocked by the pot.
Okay. How can we do this? Yeah. Because I kind of want to look at.
You'll want that later.
Yeah, thanks. I'm still figuring out how to tell my story. So every time I tell my story, I streamline it a little bit more. And that music's really distracting.
Yeah, they got some event going on.
It's all good. We'll work around it. So I realize as I've gone through my own life experience that I have been disabled all my life. And I didn't know it. So disability can be visible and invisible, seen and unseen. It can be obvious. It can be consistent. It can happen in phases. So it's like you can't just put it all in a box and say disability is one thing.
Yeah.
So there's, cognitive disability, physical disability, mental health conditions. There could be injuries that lead to disability. There can be diseases that lead to disability. So for me, growing up, I realized that I was undiagnosed ADHD all my life. And like I just said before, like possibly ADHD, so a little bit on the spectrum as well. It is inherited. My parents were undiagnosed, but, children can inherit it and things like that. And as I've learned a lot about it, I just resonate with so much of it. And I've always thought, there's always been things that I've lived with, like thinking that there's maybe like I'm just different than everyone else, or that I don't quite fit in all the time, or, just like outside looking in a way sometimes. And then like trying to figure out how to do things and like feeling like I have to fit into this mask over here and this mask over here in order to just like socially be acceptable. Not like I'm a big weirdo, but like at the same time, it's a different functioning of the brain. It's different chemistry. It's different makeup. Are we still good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I just don't want to lose my notes.
Yeah. And in school too, school was hard. Like I struggled with math so much.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it was just, and back then they didn't have a lot of the supports and resources that they do now in school.
Yeah.
I grew up in a small town in Saskatchewan too, so limited resources there.
I was going to ask about that. Have you noticed more education? Because a few years back, especially when I was in school, that wasn't a lot of this wasn't a thing. But like you said, went undiagnosed. Growing up where we went, we was like, he tripping.
Yeah. And in the meantime, the children are the ones whose self-confidence starts to plummet.
Yeah.
Or you just don't feel like you don't feel like you fit anywhere. And that's why, like, I can't say my school district online, and I love my school district, but a lot of the school districts in this province are cutting grade 7 band or music altogether and just asking the classroom teachers to do it. And it's like the one place where kids like me or lots of other people finally feel like they have a place that they can fit in or they can land or where they matter. Or where they're competent in something, or they can be passionate about something. So I do feel that school districts do have a responsibility to help. We always talk about having neuroaffirmative learning situations. Well, the arts are perfect for that. So, I'm a huge advocate of the arts and just keeping kids being creative. They're not in business suits sitting in desks. They have lots of adult ears to do that kind of thing. So they need to create and use their imaginations and develop their self-confidence and sense of self. Yeah. And that's what music can do for kids.
Yeah. Any reason why, like, did the school say, I know, did the school say why they're cutting?
Money.
Just money?
But all the athletic programs are really strong. So, but not everyone's an athlete.
Yeah.
So it's tough. I think it's always been that way. I think there's always been a little bit of a pressure to, give more money to certain programs and maybe less to the arts. But the school district I'm with really does hold their arts quite high.
Okay.
I'm teaching K-7 music right now. We're going to be doing a little winter concert and it's good. So all I can say is I'm advocating for the arts and arts education across the board, and whatever I can do to lend my voice. And I just encourage everyone else to keep using their voices too, so that those programs don't die out.
Yeah. So you've seen the positive impact on a kid coming to your class at the beginning of the year and throughout the year, getting that confidence because of art. I'm
at a new school this year just covering a maternity leave, and I always look for the kids that I think maybe that's the only place that they really fit. You can feel it from kids. So I stay around to make conversation with kids. I let kids come in and practice. I talk to them about caring about their art. Like I talk to them very maturely about music. Okay. It's not just something you do on the side for play, like it can be playful, but it's just I am able to harness like so much into the depths of students and who they are and their hearts, basically. So yeah, I definitely have students that I think music is the place where they will thrive the most. So you try to be there for them as much as possible, and we're exploring a lot of creativity. So for me, music class isn't just teaching songs and choreography and stuff, but we're doing a lot of abstract works, kind of outside the box thinking, working with sound play and doing some recording. And I apologize if I seem like I'm going in and out, but I'm ADHD, yo.
Yeah.
It's an extra challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't mean to harp on it, but I'm just doing my best to stay focused.
Yeah. So how do you balance all this? Like I said, as I tick off all the things that you do, like how do you find time to give back, also do your art, as well as take care of home?
I honestly have my world's gotten very small. And I say that not for pity, but for the fact that I can only cope with so much. So I wrote down what happened to me, and I'm still trying to make that more succinct. And the fear that I always have with sharing what happened, because once people hear it, they're like, oh my God, why are you even here? Like, how are you doing all the things you're doing, But for me, it's like there's no other option. Like I have to do it. It's what I'm here to do. And I call my music medicine. It's medicine that comes through for me and then hopefully sharing it with other people. So it's all about healing. It's all about reaching people on a soul, spirit, heart level. But living with ADHD and what I suspect is ADHD throughout my whole life, people like us are also prone to hypermobility. So I've had about 7 knee dislocations throughout my life. I've been hospitalized lots. And over the past 7 years, some years have had 2 to 3 things happen. Some years have had only 1. But it's been an experience over the past 7 years of one thing happening. And when, someone has a car accident, it's awful.
Yeah.
You go to therapy, you get better, you build your strength. But for me, as an example, in 2018, I had a car accident in October. In February, I had my lower back just totally give out and was hospitalized for that. And then a month later, was in another car accident. And over the years, I've had knee surgeries and knee stuff gone wrong and I had 2 more car accidents last year. And in all of this, too, your finances, because you can't work.
Yeah.
So if you can get disability, great. But sometimes it comes through, sometimes it doesn't. And so it's taken a real hit on my finances as well. So I've had to apply for a lot of grants, emergency funding. I've gone to the food bank. I'm not going to hide anything right now because this is the truth.
Yeah.
It's been very humbling. It's been scary at times. And I'm a single mom. So I think something that I grapple with is because I've been on that tip, for so long, I feel like people are tired of hearing about it. And I say this with love because I love my friends and I love my people, but I've been alone a lot. And so I put all my energy into my child first and foremost, aside from my own wellness. And then it has to be my income, my job, my teaching job, Jessaii, my music stuff, and Queen level. So everything has a deep purpose. And in between that, I'm trying to keep up with my house and my chores and go for walks. And, you know, I have a lot of therapy appointments as well that I'm trying to manage and pay for. And my life has gotten very focused on getting better. Yeah. Because in my mind, I'm like, even though I've had this life experience and I'm grateful for everything I've learned and what it's leading into, I have a lot of grief for myself around what I've had to endure. Like, I don't know how I've picked myself up over and over and over again. Because a lot of people would just go on, you know, might go on disability or just give up or whatever. Yeah. And I'm like, no, my child needs me. Music needs me. I have a purpose here on this earth. And that's not the way my life was supposed to go. Although we surrender to the path of the universe as well, or God, or whatever you want to say. So it's like trusting in that while also saying, no, I'm not going down like that. Yeah. You know, and so it's motivating for me when I know that other people, I know artists out there that are really struggling. Like worse, it's all relative. Yeah. But really serious struggles of survival. And I just want to help. And if I can get funding through granting agencies to help build this in order to support other artists that need the support and like whose careers are being held back because of the unfortunate things that are happening or that they're living with, if I can be a part of that, then that's why I'm doing this. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and I told you when we had our talk on the phone not to, like, don't worry about, like, you got to take care of yourself first and foremost. It's just like the analogy I gave, you know, when you're on the plane and it's going down, they tell you to put your mask on first before you help somebody else. Yeah. You know, so I don't think anybody should feel guilty or bad about making sure they straight. You know, like Cat Williams said, you got to look your star player in the mirror and be like, forget everybody else, how are you doing today? You know, because then you can help other people. It's kind of hard to help people when you not 100%. Yeah. You know what I mean? So,
but you know, in order to be 100%, we need to do our work on ourselves, but we need our community. Yeah. We need our community, and I've had some support. Yeah. I've also felt like I've screamed my loudest voice and not be heard or seen. I'm like, am I not screaming loud enough? You know, and sometimes people don't know what to do, or they think that you're playing victim, or they've heard it so much that they're tired of it, or they're busy, or maybe they're struggling themselves. Yeah, yeah. There's lots of possibilities. I have to be really careful because I know that it's a very sensitive line in terms of like unmasking and being really real about my own life experience. But I've gone it alone quite a bit, and had to like keep my life going while also trying to help myself, while also being exhausted and burnt out. And then showing up for shows and showing up for this and that and everything. I'm doing my best. Yeah. Yeah. And I've come to the point now where I don't need to impress anyone. I don't need to please anyone anymore. I'm not here for fame. I'm not here for attention. I'm just doing what I'm called to do.
I was going to say, following your purpose.
Yeah. Yeah. So I wrote a song called Start Again. And literally the bridge is one step forward, the other back. Stay on track, keep your what is it? Keep your purpose in perfect time, the great unfolding. Breathe in slowly, claim your purpose. So it's like you just have to take it one step at a time and do what you can and claim your life, no matter how hard it is.
Yeah. Well, it seemed like you drawing from these experiences and putting it into your music. Is therapeutic, but also can help others. Like you said on the phone, one of the biggest things is that people feel like they're alone. Yeah. They, you know, and it's comforting when you're like, oh, this person is going through that, and they kind of tune in to see, okay, how this person overcame this situation, or how is this person able to get up and show up, you know, with all these things going on. So
yeah. I make it a point when I know that someone in my community has gone through something or is going through a tough time, I can't fix them, and I don't have a lot of capacity to do a lot because I'm still trying to maintain my own foundation right now. But I always try to reach out at least. I text or call or send a message and just say, hey, yo, I read your post or I hear what's going on. Like, is there anything that you need? You know, what can you do? Or what can I do to help? Or do you need resources? Or do you, just sometimes that alone can keep you from feeling so on your own.
Yeah.
Just like hearing people honestly concerned for you or wondering, like, can I bring by a meal? Or do you need help cleaning your house? Or thinking of these things.
Yeah.
There's a link that I wrote down here. So when I had my knee surgery, and this is a link that would be handy to people. So if you know in the community that someone's going through something hard or had an injury or something, it's called Lots of Helping Hands.
Lots of Helping Hands.
.com.
Okay.
Yeah. And like these trees are amazing because you just add people's emails, people that want to help, and it helps organize things. So it can help like put in where meals are needed, if someone is needed to come and like help at the house or take out the trash. Because you think about it, like our community had I won't say his name, but a bassist in our community that had a nasty fall and hurt his head and stuff like that. And like something like that, where it's like everyone just like gathers around and you're able to organize a schedule that works and have that person not have to lift a finger, but it's like lots of helping hands, lots of people. Yeah. So maybe you only go by like once every 2 weeks, but the more people that step into a tree like that, you just need someone to organize it. Yeah. And then it's online, everyone can log in, and so things like that, like it really can be a game changer. Yeah. I've had people drop meals off or a casserole or things like that. And it's like, oh, I'm not invisible.
Yeah, me and my wife, we were delivering meals to elderly, and to think that we were probably one of the few people they talked to that day, and because of COVID, we realized how important community is. Like, we was like, my wife's like, I love you, but I need to get out. And we were going out to the gym, our kickboxing gym, and he was peeking through the window to make sure, if any cops show up, we like, okay, we 6. But it was so important because these people became our friends and support, and just to not have that. Mm-hmm. And it's definitely, it's hard anyway, but if you're alone,
Mm-hmm. I try not to think about it too much. I'm not going to lie. There's been some hard times for me. Yeah. Where I've just like really needed people and they haven't been there. Straight up. Yeah. I don't know where I get my resources from. Like I have to dig so deep sometimes. From the Most I just High. Have this vision of what I'm supposed to be doing. So it guides me. It picks me up off the floor, Yeah. Not that I'm on the floor, but so to speak, kind of thing, I don't know. And being a mom. Yeah. Like he needs me. Straight up. I can't just take a, turn at the red light and whatever. Yeah. So, and just, music too, like one good thing about music is when it hits, you feel no pain. And it's almost like, that's why I also call it music medicine because of that. Like when I'm on stage, I don't feel it. Yeah. When I'm on stage, I'm focused, I'm grounded, I'm in my body. Yeah. I'm authentic, genuine. I'm reaching people on another frequency. It's like magic, Yeah. Definitely. So, because before we bring up the next guest, and you talked about ADHD, and was it AU? ADHD. So it's ADHD with aspects of the autism spectrum, but of course the degrees are varying, right? Yeah. But the more I learned about it and read up on it, I'm like, hey, that's me. Hey, that's me. Hey, that's me. So I've started counseling with somebody who's a professional with those two areas. Okay. And she's like, yeah, people self-diagnose all the time. It's not an official diagnosis, but you know who you are. You know what your life, like your lived experiences, and you know how you feel. And there can be overlap with things, depending on what you're dealing with. Like it's not completely clear, and you can get official testing for sure. But yeah, definitely. What was your question? I just kind of went off on a
Well,
little.
no, just about being an artist with these challenges.
Yeah.
Because I know our next guest that we're gonna bring up, you mentioned that dealing with ADHD, you know, and how does that impact?
For me, multitasking, like I have to have a lot of strategies and tools in place so that I don't drop the ball. Because with this line of work, like being a music artist, when you're running a band, you're writing the songs, you're in the studio, you're hiring musicians, you are taking it all on. I'm doing all my own graphic design, design my websites, like everything. And with ADHD and ADHD, it's like putting on the gas and putting on the brakes at the same time. So the ADHD mind wants to tackle all of these things and like has all these grand ideas. And then the ADHD is like, slow down, like you're burning me out, you know?
Okay.
So you feel exhausted and motivated at the same
So
time.
there's this conflict going on.
Yeah. It's like a war in your head in a way of like, in terms of like how to use your energies wisely. And like, I'm very motivated. And when I'm really into something, I can get hyper focused. That's also part of ADHD. It's just like hyper focus.
Okay.
So it can be really positive in some ways too,
Yeah.
or you think outside the box. You can see things in other ways. I don't know if it's related to ADHD or ADHD or whatever, but I often feel like music for me is just like tuning into another frequency, and there's some psychic things in there that have come up, and I've had, that's a whole other list of stories. But so yeah, like it definitely opens you up. Like when you look at a brain of someone with ADHD, it's like other people's parts of their brain taper off, whereas someone with ADHD, it's a branch, and then it's a branch off of the branch, and then a branch off of that branch, and it just keeps going. So it's like way more sort of receptors and feelers, and we see the world in a whole other way. Okay. So, yeah, it's I'm just trying to understand it so that I can use it to my advantage, but also like if I need accommodation. So something that I want to do with Queen Level, and I've had a talk with the music union in BC, who felt that they were very like passionate about this as well. But like, how do you write accommodations and safety needs in artist contracts? Like say you're performing at a festival or something. So maybe you need a wheelchair ramp to get up onto the stage. Not every festival has that. Maybe you need an interpreter for your music because one of the things that you want to do is make your music available to deaf people. I worked with a deaf student this year. I learned a lot about it.
Okay.
So we need to cover our bases for all the different possibilities. I have a dear friend in a wheelchair who supports reggae music probably more than anyone I know, but he can't get into most of the venues. You know what I mean? Like he's just shut out. And shows up for everything that he can. But like, why not think of these things? So Queen Level is not trying to shake its finger at anyone. We're not standing on a soapbox. Like I told you before, we're very grassroots. It's just me right now. I'm hoping to get a grant to hire someone to work with me so that I have, support.
Yeah.
But I just want to start the conversation of awareness right now. And focusing it within the music industry. So if we can all see it as a learning experience, and that we want our artists and our patrons even to feel like there's inclusivity, accessibility, and that we are all included. Because all it takes is like one person that is shut out because they can't get down the stairs or whatever. And that's one too many for me. Yeah. So it's, there's lots of avenues, I guess, that I'm building around this. And it's just the beginning. So I do hope to hope to produce events that will showcase artists. I'm encouraging festivals and venues to leave space open specifically for artists who live with disabilities. Make sure you have some accessible parking, make sure that there's a plan, if someone needs support or help. And then, artists need to write it into their contracts too, like what they require in order to function properly. But a lot of artists don't know that that's available or don't know how to do it. So yeah, and then we're just offering services like graphic design, vocal coaching, building an EPK, helping with branding, helping with anything that an artist might need, I guess. And we're offering sliding scale or negotiable pricing. Look at their situation.
Yeah.
It's not one size fits all.
Okay.
Yeah. So finances is something that really starts to slip when you're dealing with so much, and you can only spread yourself so thin and only work so much.
Yeah.
So I see us partnering with organizations in BC, in different communities, and just helping for the first year here. It's really more about getting the conversation started and introducing ourselves to the community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So to be continued wherever that may lead. And yeah,
Well,
it's exciting.
we'll definitely have you back here in a little bit.
Okay. Sounds good.
So I want to bring Karina Morin. Am I saying that right?
And can I say something about Karina?
Yes, please.
She'll talk about her artistry and everything. But when I was down and out with a knee that I could barely walk, and I was getting ready to do a big show. I still don't know how I did that show. I reached out just on Facebook and I was like, hey, I need support. Like, I need people to drive me to appointments. And I was still figuring, I used Handy Dart. You know, the bus? The little TransLink Handy Dart?
Yeah.
Yeah, it really creates independence for people that are living with disability, and it's quite cheap. And it gives you door-to-door service. But until I had that figured out, I was like relying on friends. And, I know Karina as a beautiful singer, songwriter, performer in the community, and I hadn't really spent much time with her at all. But she was one of the very few people that reached out to see if she could help. And she literally came to my house and drove me to a doctor's appointment and went out of her way. And the other guests that we're going to have on, once she gets up, I'll say a little something too. But yeah, like I've had some angels for sure. And Karina was one of those angels. So
Well, let's bring the angel up.
Yeah.
Let's bring the angel up to the mic.
Oh, that was wonderful. Do you want your purse?
No, I'm good.
You're good. I was trying to get you to like film your face because I didn't want this to block.
I know.
You're gonna want to use the footage later. I'm just trying to be a sister.
Light a little brighter. Hello again.
Lights. Woo. Hi.
You were just sitting there.
I know. It feels familiar.
So welcome to Beyond the Lyrics.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
And like I talk to all artists. I ask them, what got you, or who inspired you to become an artist?
Well, I really feel like so connected in Jessaii's story. So many similarities. As a child, I was exposed to music at a young age. My father, who was a musician, also Stevie Wonder, which is, but it was a different album. It was Hotter Than July. That was the album. So that was the song, which is the reggae song on the album that got me dancing on the green shag carpet at 3 years old. So I used to do my somersaults. I used to dance. I used to sing. It just, I was very expressive and kind of theatrical as a kid.
Okay.
So, I was different. I didn't want to sit down at a desk and have my hands tied. I want to be free. And I'd get, in trouble for talking in class. And when I found art classes and music classes, I was like, this is my zone.
Okay.
This is where I belong. Like, I feel understood. I feel comfortable, I mean, obviously, like math obviously was a struggle too. And I had trouble in class and growing up. So I found out later on that I do partake in the ADHD as well. But music and art kept me sane, and it kept me feeling normal and accepted in those spaces. Yeah.
And so you noticed at a young age you wanted to be, this was you, an artist.
Yeah, I mean,
even though you didn't know how to get the, you didn't
Yeah.
see the full picture, but there's something inside of you.
Something inside of me. I was just drawn to artistry, fine arts, drawing. My grandmother was a fine artist. And then the music aspect. So visual and music
Okay.
I'm also a stylist as well.
You spoke on that since we coordinate.
Yes. I wore a green jacket and my pants were the same color, and we just we got the memo. And it actually happens often when I show up to one of my band shows, like we're all kind of wearing the same colors and we didn't talk. Like, you got the memo.
You're on the same wavelength.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, music, Stevie Wonder. I was in high school band. I played sax. And then I got to sing at the end of the year. My teacher heard that I could sing through the grapevine. A friend of mine went up to the teacher and told him, and I turned red, like beet red. Like, no, don't make me. I was painfully shy, but I always knew I saw myself on stage, but painfully shy. So the dichotomy of that. Anyway, so yeah, they found out I could sing, and then my teacher basically, he encouraged me, and it was almost like a nudge and a kick in the butt to do it. And I feel like I needed that because I was always very self-conscious, shy, I guess, what's the word? Like, didn't trust that I was good enough. But in my mind, I thought I was, but then I was afraid. So that's what held me back. That's why I feel like I'm playing catch up in like, really becoming the artist that I am. Yeah.
And you're from Montreal.
I am.
So I've always heard Montreal has a good music scene.
Amazing.
So what made you want to leave there to come to this area where...
This area. Montreal is what I've steeped my experience in music and art. I think I needed a change. Like, I was falling into the same circle of people and I didn't expand myself as I needed to. And when I moved out to the West Coast, I feel like I could totally reinvent myself and become that artist and not the person that whoever my community was thought who I was.
Okay.
Or I could just be kind of anonymous and make mistakes as I go and not have people judge me, and like choosing my friends in a later stage of life. And I just felt like I could kind of take on this city, and it's not as easy as you think it's going to be in your mind because it is Vancouver. But I think, there is an art scene here. It's a little bit tougher sometimes. There's very tight-knit circles, and I don't mean to, be negative or anything, but I think a lot of people who are not from here have experienced that.
Yeah.
But, it's all about making your own crew of people or finding your crew, your right crew, your right vibe. And then people will find you, in the end, and keeping a positive, I guess, energy and outlook and meeting great people as well.
Okay.
Surrounding yourself with great people. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say definitely keeping that positive outlook.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Because it can be lonely being an independent artist.
Very, very low. Well, that's it. You do need support. I'm also lucky that, I've met a lot of musicians. Like, I kind of, got into, I guess, some circuits in town where there's some great musicians. And then my husband is a musician as well. So through him, we collaborate together a lot.
Okay.
And that's a beautiful support system when it comes to music. Because when I'm feeling like I don't want to, continue on sometimes continue on in the music. And like, what am I doing this for? That kind of thing. It's like he's there to remind me and lift me up. And then people in my community, like, I'll get random messages from people that are so encouraging, and it's just like, okay, there's a sign here, and you just keep going. Yeah.
So when Jessaii sent me your music, like I said, I was at work, and I was like, I gotta check out some music. So I went over to the corner and listened to it. So the song Wings.
Yes.
What was the inspiration behind that?
That song is very interesting because my husband wrote the keys part.
Okay.
Boom, 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 right?
Yeah.
And we didn't know what the song was going to be. Like, for 2 years, he would play this in the house. I'm like, is it going to be a breakup song? Is it going to be a happy song? Like, what is this feeling? And he actually wrote down some kind of basic idea of a sketch of words.
Okay.
And then I came up with the chorus, I Don't Want to Cry No More. And it kind of reminded me of a Mary J. Blige jam. And like, that's my total vibe. Like I love R&B from the 90s.
Yeah, definitely.
And it just stuck, right? And it just flowed. And then we had our friend put some guitar on it, and he gave it this kind of bouncy feel to it. So there's still like an upbeat to it, but it's still very emotional.
Yeah.
And a few months ago, a friend of mine was going through a divorce, and she messaged me. She's like, "The song is getting me through. I'm driving from one city to another, and your song is like getting." I was like, "What? Wow!"
Yeah,
Like I never thought. I'm getting shivers
Yeah,
right now.
yeah,
And everyone's like, "Are you breaking up with your husband? Like, why did you write that song?" I don't know. Like, it's just the ultimate breakup song. If we did ever, something happen, that would be the song. So I don't know. I'm not manifesting anything, but it was just like, it's just one of those emotional breakup songs that I don't think I had in my collection anyway of songs that I've written over the last while in my current project. And yeah, it just stuck. And it was just, it's a song about breaking up, but also breaking free and coming into your own and standing on your own. And just sometimes you need to break free from whether it's a relationship or a situation, an environment, and then just become, and in a way, like as we talked about moving from Montreal to here, I was able to spread my wings. Yeah. So I broke up from Montreal, but I miss it. And all the good food there, but there's good food here now.
So that's a good segue, because we was talking earlier about I like to ask artists, their creative process. So for you, do you have lyrics and you find the music to go with that, or do you sit down and your husband or somebody starts jamming and you like, okay, I feel that, and then the words come? How?
Definitely, I need to hear melody and music and rhythm or something. The music will spark a story and a word. I'm not necessarily like a writer, poet type of person. I move around and I feel things, and I'm like, I love dance and drawing. And when it comes to like sitting and writing, that's something like feels like schoolwork, right? So it was never like my first medium. I love singing though. That's like therapy. It's like honey to my throat and soul. Like just, it heals my heart. So I knew I needed to sing, but when it comes to, putting together a song, I definitely need to hear the song or something, like a seed of something, and that will trigger me to start writing. So
when you did Wings, you said that you had the beat chorus for like 2
years. Like Carl used to play that, and it sounds like a little bit of a baby making kind of like vibe, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay, is this which direction are we gonna go? Because it can go in different directions. I can write a whole new set of lyrics to that song. It might be hard because it's so embedded now. But yeah, I mean, you can. I don't know. Yeah. Was that a decent answer? Yeah, I feel like I'm digressing. But
No. Yeah. It's just cool because I'm thinking about you hearing this beat for 2 years. Because as an artist, there's sometimes I hear a beat and I'm like, okay, but I don't do anything. And then a year later, I come back.
Yeah.
And like I was telling somebody, it kind of depends on where you at spiritually, emotionally. At that particular time, you probably was at a certain point, and then at another time, you at a certain point in the lyrics.
It's true. Yeah. It depending on where you are and in your life and what you're going through. I mean, I think I spontaneously sometimes just like sing out just to try, like, this melody, and then some words will form. And it's not necessarily because I'm writing a song about those words, and maybe they'll stick or maybe they won't. So these ones just happen to stick. Like, I don't want to cry no more. I don't want to cry anymore. I'm done. Yeah.
Nah, it's a good song. It's a good song. Yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
And so I guess you pull from experiences that you in your songwriting.
Yeah, definitely. I pull that in. Like, not necessarily a biography of my life, but it could be a biography of what, as an empath, we experience people going through the ups and downs of life. And then, I'll remember something that happened to a friend of mine and it'll really affect me, my heart. So it is on my heart. And then it just happens to go into the song and I can create a story around it. And then I always like to give a bit I love how Jessaii, she writes very like healing, empowering music, healing herself and others. So my songs, I always try to put like a little sprinkle of that in there somewhere. Like it's not necessarily like, I love the art of kind of writing like a pop kind of catchy tune. That was just like a challenge for me. Like, let's write a catchy song.
Yeah.
Right? But then I'll always put that sprinkle of like healing or empowerment in there.
Yeah.
I always want to have a good message.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I'm very conscious of what I put out into the world, and you know, it always has to have some healing or empowering or something positive that's going to impart that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's what's up. So we was talking a little bit earlier, and you were saying this is kind of a new space for you to talk about challenges. So So as Jessaii was talking about ADHD, like how does that impact your creative process and you just in general? Like,
I think it impacts more than I think about it. When it comes to creativity, it's kind of like a blessing and a curse. Like, it is very spontaneous being creative, and so you never know when you're going to get that creative download. So it's nice to have that space in your head. But when you're ADHD, you are sometimes spinning with so many creative ideas. So that thing that's landing there's a lot of distraction. And you can get distracted because your house is dirty, or you haven't had a meal today, or, you know, something's due, whether it's, you know, or you have to go to work, or you have children at home, which I couldn't even imagine. And I always have a special place in my heart for single mothers, but I digress. So having the challenge of ADHD and trying to be creative, so, you know, really putting weight to that creative idea that comes in and not being distracted by all the other creative ideas that come in. And then, you know, having challenges with the follow through. Like, you want to create this project, but then you're this person full of ideas, but then how are you going to follow through? Put it on paper, figure out the financing, or it's like basically you're like creating your own business plan with each idea that comes in. But we need support. It's just it's very overwhelming. I would say like the biggest issue is overwhelm for me. Yeah.
Because I was going to ask, what are some strategies that or insight?
You tell me. You know, I've been coping with it for so many years. And just trying different things and seeing what sticks. So, you know, it's just, I feel like at this stage in my life, it's like I'm just figuring things out. You know, even showing up on time to appointments, like I'm this year, you know, started giving myself, because we get time blindness. It's called time blindness.
Okay.
With an ADHDer, you think you have more time than you do, or the opposite. So 5 minutes could feel like, oh yeah, I have 2 hours to get ready. I can do this, and then you end up like always late. So in the last few years, I've been working on that. And my husband as well. He's a wonderful creative person, and he's also, I would say, ADHD on the spectrum in his own right. He's a genius in his own right, but he's got his, you know. So we kind of complement each other in that way.
Okay. Would you ever, or have you ever do a song or a project where you touch on these things?
I never thought of that. Yeah, I don't know. Have you?
I've thought about doing a school tour show, teaching kids about the fact that you can be creative and you can be successful while living with disabilities.
And if I could just add, one of the things I talk about is diverse abilities. We all have diverse abilities, right? It doesn't have to be a disability, and it's such a limiting word.
It is. You're right.
But it's the word that they use for all the funding, for all the grants, for everything like that. So we have to use that word. But I hear you too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because most people are they're really good at something. It just might not be what the average person
Yeah.
is gonna get.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's not linear when it comes to our creativity and what what we're up against, and the way we learn. It's definitely not linear. Like most, I would say the most neurotypical person is very linear the way they think. We're all over the map. We could still get it done, but we have such a different way of approaching things, and a different way of having an understanding. And it is a challenge, and it's a lot of self-observation, and I used to do this thing called morning pages. I don't know if you've heard of that, with the Artist Way. That's a therapy, and leaning into self-therapy, and then figuring that out. Also, going to therapy, I would say, is something would be a huge benefit for people like us or people with disabilities. There's a lot of stigma, judgment, but then there's all the other things attached to that as well. So having access to therapy and mental health, that would be, that's why I'm so behind what Jessaii is doing. Yeah.
What Tracy said was kind of hit me, because when I was typing up my notes, even just typing in the word disabilities, it's like when you talk about connotations and stuff.
Yes.
And
stigma. Yeah.
Yeah, the stigma, and like Jessaii mentioned earlier, people may not, because on the outside you what's wrong with you?
Exactly.
You look good. What's wrong?
Unseen.
Yeah.
Or what did you say? Invisible?
Invisible.
Yeah.
I've had people say, you don't look that disabled, or you
Absolutely.
look fine. You look at all the things you're doing. And it's so invalidating to your experience, because they don't know the behind the scenes, what it has taken for you to do what you do.
Yeah. I think people think maybe we exaggerate. Oh, you're fine. You'll figure it out.
Yeah.
That's my favorite one.
Yeah.
Good luck with that. You'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I'm trying. No.
Well, and that's what I was saying earlier. Growing up, especially a young old head like myself, it was just suck it up, or you tripping, and just kind of done with it.
Yeah.
But now it is good to see that there's spaces where people are talking about this and discussing it, and resources. Here. Yes.
Yeah, I think the conversation needs to come up a little more comfortably. I know that artists joke amongst each other, because it is a common thing that we all share. Yeah. Oh yeah, my ADHD, this and that, and this what happened, or we've all had those experiences where we've screwed up on a deadline, or we forgot to call a person back, or we can all share those experiences, and people think we're scatterbrained, but it's not really. I don't want to say it's not our fault, but it's not. It's our brain. It's the pathways, and it's. Yeah. So, we can, I don't know if you want to go down that road, but that's a whole, the neuro road.
Yeah.
But
that might have to be another episode where we get deep into it.
This is 5 episodes deep, yeah.
and so, like Jessaii was saying about, do you find being on stage and performing as kind of like I want to say an escape,
release.
but release.
Yeah.
Okay.
It can be. It is a moment sometimes that you're always chasing after, performing, when you're so in sync, you're so in tune, and just everything, the energy is just around you. And that could be 5 minutes of the show, but it is such a healing moment that's what we do it for, in a way.
Yeah.
It'd be nice if it was the whole show leading up to it would be like that. But no, there's a lot of things to consider.
Yeah.
A lot of things you have to think about to put together a whole show.
That's what I was about to say.
Right. And then be able to get in the moment and relax into it, and then have the moment. Because you're okay, the drummer is supposed to go to or the bass player is supposed to go to the bridge, and then we're going to, we're going to do this and that. To have that where you just release in the moment it's a beautiful healing, you feel just the universe, everything's in sync.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say, I know for me, before a show, especially if it's something that you're putting on, you're trying to juggle so many things. So I can just imagine if you're dealing with ADHD and like you're saying, whether I guess it kind of is different. You know, some people are perfectionists, or
Yeah.
you know,
That comes part and parcel with. It's funny. It comes part and parcel with ADHD as well. I think the perfectionism, which is crazy. It's such a. I don't want to say disorder, but a dichotomy. It's like
And being
black
hard
and
on
white.
yourself when
being
Yeah.
hard on your. Yes, exactly.
extra hard on yourself.
It's like one or the other. It's like you have to be perfect, otherwise you've effed up, and then you're so hard on yourself. You're harder than on yourself than when anybody would be. Your worst enemy would be. Yeah.
So as we was talking earlier before the show, you opened up for one of my favorite artists and
Yes.
Jersey's own.
Yes. So I was very fortunate. I got the call to sing backups for an artist that opened for Lauryn Hill. So we were on the same stage.
Yeah.
So technically, she
Yeah.
came on after us. For Jazz Fest, I was with Carrie McClellan,
Okay.
and as one of these, I was in the supporting band. So it was an exciting experience to witness.
Yeah. I know. I saw
Great artistry and yeah.
I saw her up here when she came up here a couple of years ago, and man, she was giving that sound man fit.
Yeah, and
she was like, down.
yeah, I noticed that too, and she's probably going through her own things.
Yeah.
On stage,
And
yeah,
knowing what she wanted to hear.
that's true.
You
That's
know.
always a struggle.
Yeah.
For every singer, especially.
Yeah,
Like, you need to hear yourself and the band in a certain way, and if the mix isn't right, it can be really tough
Yeah.
to deliver. Yeah.
So, do you have any new projects out, or are you working on any?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, slowly. I am releasing a single.
Okay.
It's called Remember Who You Are. Shining Star in brackets. Yeah, that song, it's interesting. I wrote it for, it was just like a sweet kind of moment between two people, like a fleeting moment.
Okay.
This, beautiful, like, kind of starry encounter, but then you have to leave at some point.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying goodbye. So that it's kind of a wistful song.
Okay.
So that was my intention with the song, but then I listened to it at the studio after, the producer and I were working on it, and I had a moment where the lyrics had a whole new meaning to myself, and it felt like it could be like you're singing to your inner child. Remember who you are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you do you have a release date for that, or?
I haven't nailed down. I haven't committed to a date.
Date yet?
I'm
Okay.
still confused right now if I should release it to Spotify or Bandcamp, because there's
Yeah.
as we know what's going on with the streaming services,
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's going to be a Bandcamp
Bandcamp,
release
yeah.
at first,
Yeah.
and then I don't know. What do you guys think?
I've been weighing those options as
Yeah.
well, because the streaming is just not
It's not.
artist friendly.
No, not at all.
You
Not
know,
at all.
but Bandcamp seems like, different outlets where artists can see more return for the hard work you put in. You know what I mean? Like you saying, writing songs, sitting down, reliving certain moments and putting that all into this music.
There's so much that goes into these songs, and I feel like with the streaming, it devalues all those hours
Yeah.
and the money. It's coming. I don't have any grants at this point, so everything's coming out of my pocket. So every time I get a paycheck, it's going towards my music.
Yeah.
That's what I'm working for. That's why I have a job on the outside.
Yeah. Same here.
Yeah,
I've been-
it's just fueling into the passion, and so all those hours and all that time and investment of energy. So I guess with the Bandcamp, it's probably the best option for
best
now.
option. Yep.
Yeah, it's just that when people ask me, "Where's your song?" I want to hear it. Their first instinct is to go
Spotify, YouTube. Yep.
exactly.
Yep.
So I know. What's his name? Daniel Eck. He gives me the ick.
Platform, I don't know what it's called. There's a new platform being built that is
There's lots,
specifically
yeah.
for money to go directly to artists. You got to get on those too.
Yeah, we got definitely.
There's actually a few right now, like
Yeah.
in the zeitgeist.
Yeah.
People are working, like they know there's a problem.
Yeah.
You know, Snoop Dogg even talked about it.
Yeah. So any shows coming up or performances?
Yes, I do. I
Okay.
have a performance coming up. So I also sing with other bands as well, but
Okay.
For Karma Sounds, I have one in December.
Okay.
So December 19th. It's going to be a trio with my husband and another instrumentalist
Okay. You know where?
at Guilt & Co.
Ah.
The early show. It's going to be the 7 p.m. show.
Okay,
So
might
nice
have
and early at a decent hour.
Nice and early for us young old heads up in here.
The young old heads. We all want early shows these days, right?
I saw this one comedian. He was talking about how his shows get earlier and earlier as he get older and
Yeah.
stuff. Cause I
It's a thing now, though. There's actually like disco, like brunches. Seriously, like there's that happening. So we gotta tap into that.
yeah.
With our ADHD brains, we'll think of all the ways to tap in.
Oh yeah, absolutely. All the branches.
Is there?
Oh.
I knew this was going. He told me not
Don't
to.
break
So
the
I'm-
studio now.
Yeah.
Now he's
Well,
holding it.
well, that's how I was doing it before. I'm surprised it was fixed. So, anything you want to tell the audience? You want to shout out your socials where they can hear your music, see your
Sure.
music?
So I'm on Spotify, so you can find me at Karma Sounds, and then I'm on Instagram, karma.sounds, I believe, Facebook. I do have a YouTube page, so it's all under the same name. So if
Okay.
they want to come see me. Website, I am karmasounds.com. That's pretty much it. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
And as you release music, please let us know so we can get you back on here, as well as help
I'd love to.
create awareness through our little platform.
Yes, I'd like to shout out to Jessaii
Yes.
for having me collaborate on this episode with her, and I'm very I'm very behind what she's doing, and I believe very much in supporting especially in the arts and people with challenges.
Yeah.
So thank you, Jessaii. Thank you.
But we definitely will.
A pleasure.
We definitely will dive into this more and stuff. So thank you.
It's a running conversation. Yeah.
And you can chime in as we keep the show moving. Talk to Tracy, and then we're going to talk about resources and all that good stuff.
Beauty,
So
beauty.
so once again, give it up for Karina Morin.
Thank you guys. Thanks for having me on.
No doubt. It get you on here again. Yep. And you can say Tracy's name because Karina told me that I was saying it wrong. So
Okay.
You know what? I said Paquin. I didn't say Paquin.
It's Pequin.
oh, it is Paquin.
I did the French way. So
Quay.
I overstepped my bounds.
I just wanted to thank Karina for being here as well. As soon as I brought it up to her to come down, she was like, yeah, I'm in. You know, there was no real question about it. Of course, she was thoughtful about it and wanted to show up and contribute well to what we're talking about. But we had a really nice conversation the other night, and I just knew it was in alignment. So we'll definitely get her back here. And go check out her show in December, too. We should show up for her show. She's an
Definitely.
amazing performer.
Definitely, we'll promote it. We'll help promote it. Got
Little
you.
cross promotions going on.
Yeah.
But moving on to our next guest. So this lovely lady literally responded to me on Facebook, right? Was it BC Women in Business? Yes. We belong to the same business women's group. And I had posted, I don't know what I posted, to be honest, but whatever it was, tipped her off that she needed to connect with me about the CRA Disability Income Tax Credit Program. Because it can really help people like myself and what I've gone through. She'll talk about that. But since we did some work together and I've referred her to all over the place, we have just we're developing a friendship as well, and we check in on each other and just show up for each other in different ways. And we just kind of, we're like supportive sisters in the community, for sure.
Like you said, community.
Yeah. So this lovely lady's name is Tracy Pequin, and I will get off the mic and let her speak. But thank you for being here, Tracy.
Thank you, Jessaii.
Thank you for coming out.
Absolutely.
And it's a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you.
So, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. I think I'm bringing a new spin on to this.
Okay.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit. Do you have your own business or do you work for an organization?
Yeah, so I'm a financial coach, and I've worked with Primerica for over 19 years.
Okay.
So fully licensed. We have a lot of the same background in regards to my dad played fiddle, and he was an artist, amazing singer. I tend to be more of I have a good voice, but I'm not the leader.
I was going to ask, do you sing?
But I don't tend to be the leader. I'm a great follower.
Okay.
I'm creative, but in a different way. I help people create wealth. And one of the biggest things, so kind of my background is I worked at TELUS for 20 years.
Okay.
Became a single parent, not enough money. Worked 3 jobs for 3 years and felt completely frustrated. One of the jobs was working with people with diverse abilities, right? So I've been a caregiver for over 20 years.
Okay.
And then I got fully licensed in the financial industry, which is completely out of my comfort zone. But I found a way to marry my two loves, which is helping others and then the financial education that I received.
Okay.
And in 2008, the government finally realized that people that have multiple barriers may not be able to work a regular full-time job. And so they may not have access to the pension or the group RSPs. So they came up with something called a registered disability savings plan. And it's literally up to $90,000 available from the federal government that many people do not know about or have access to. They have no idea this exists, right? And so to me, it's about getting the information out there. So I found a way because the other reality is the most vulnerable Canadians are not receiving any guidance or assistance at all when it comes to the disability tax credit, which is a credit that will go back up to 10 years.
Okay.
And an ongoing credit, because the reality is if you have some challenges, there's more costs associated with it.
Yeah.
Whether it's medication or therapy or special diet. So I'm actually in all 3 realms. So not only am I a caregiver, so I provide home share.
Okay.
I specialize in many disability resources, but I also have the disability tax credit in place myself. So I'm an ADHDer as well.
Okay.
And in my day, if parents put your kids on drugs, it means that you couldn't handle your kids. That was kind of the stigma back then, right? And I was in a car accident in 2021. I was in a car accident in July 12th. So yeah, it is, and it's probably one of the biggest things where everything's really good one day, and then all of a sudden something happens and your life completely changes. And people don't know about CPP disability or what the difference between that and PWD, the disability tax credit. For many people that are on PWD for 10 years, they get that in place. They get like $5,000 back, $7,200. To me, there is nothing more inspiring than getting a call from a client that said, oh my God, my biggest refund I helped somebody get, $22,000, right? That is life-changing for people.
Yeah.
Right, and if they take some of that money and put it into the RDSP, the government adds either 2 or 3 times the amount on top of it. And I can't get into too much specifics in the product, but please Google Registered Disability Savings Plan and the Disability Tax Credit. And there's a new one that just came out called the Canada Disability Benefit, and it's up to $200 a month. Sliding scale, so if you make low income, you'll get $200. If you make even any money, there's not a lot that you receive at that point in time, right? Okay. But there's also can be discounts on cable, can be discounts on your car insurance, gas, camping.
I just got a parking pass.
Yes.
Disability parking pass.
Absolutely. So there is a lot. There's even a customized government benefit finder. Just Google BC Benefit Finder. You can put in your stats, and it will talk about all the different government benefits that are available out there.
Okay.
So there's a lot. So I kind of really spent my career really trying to understand what was available to bring more value. And so when this new $200 came out, I'm calling all my clients. Like, how cool is it to be able to call your client to go, hey, I'm not trying to have you give me money.
Yeah.
I'm saying, hey, by the way, there's $200 a month. Are you aware of that? And what if you took 125 of it and maxed out your RDSP on a monthly basis? Because that's how it gets maxed out. $1,500 per year that you put in.
Yeah.
As long as you make under about 117,000, which most people do, you put in 1,500, they add 3,500 in grants per year. Over a 20-year time period, you're putting in 30 grand, the government's adding 70,000, and then people that are low income, there's up to 20,000 in bonds just by opening up the account, putting $0 in.
See, people need this information. This is empowerment.
Absolutely, because, and one of the things that I ended up watching was the new reality. And I don't like to watch it because it's pretty negative. And one of the things that they were talking about how many people with a disability were considering MAID as an option, and not because of the disability, not because of the abject pain, because of the abject poverty they're destined to live in. And, always needed to get help because the government has it set up so that you're limited. Doesn't matter what. Most people's financial independence number is between 1 and 4 million. How much we should have set aside when we retire. The most you can have on a disability here is up to $500K, because you're only allowed to have $100,000 in investments, and up to $200,000 you can put into the RDSP, plus $90,000 and growth. Maybe $500K. And the amount that you're allowed to make is really limited as well, depending on if you're on CPP or PWD. That's why it's really important to kind of understand the difference of the two to see what makes sense for you in your situation, right?
So I was going to say, do you offer your clients, like, is there workshops, or is there to learn the different programs and stuff?
Absolutely. I usually host an RDSP seminar every 2 months.
Okay.
So I have myself and another regional vice president who's very passionate, Emcee Financial. We have it online. We used to do it in person way before COVID, but there's a lot of restrictions, right? People trying to get out there in the rain, and they, having the money for bus, and having the people there that can actually understand it. It's the most complicated financial product out there, which is why a lot of people don't do it. Like, a lot of financial coaches don't even touch RDSPs. And quite frankly, there's not a lot of money in it, but I've got $2.5 million of assets under management just from RDSPs, from the money that's available from the government and the money that they put in as well. Right, and I receive a lot of referrals. Thank you, Jesse. But just in general, I receive a lot of referrals because there are companies, just so you know, that will charge 18 to 33% of somebody's tax refund to help them get the DTC in place. So if somebody's getting 10 grand back, these companies charge $1,800 to $3,300 right off the top. They're taking advantage of the most vulnerable Canadians out there. And the government's not stopping it like they should be. Right? And so, by the way, there's a tool, Disability Alliance, where you can there's a tool in there, it's free, asks you a whole bunch of questions. It creates a PDF to bring into the doctor, so the doctor has a better understanding of what you're dealing with at home, but then now they know how to fill out the form. There's a lot of misconceptions. Oh, I don't qualify because I work, or I don't qualify because I don't work. None of that matters. It's just if you have restrictions in 2 or more daily living activities is what helps kind of get that in place, right?
So you saying that, do you find that the biggest obstacle is that people don't know these programs exist, or they don't know how to apply?
Both. The government doesn't advertise it, right? Like even all children in BC between 6 and 9, there's a $1,200 grant for an education savings plan. Right, it's been around for a couple of years, but they're not advertising it. When it first came out, they did. I have never heard them advertise the RDSP ever. So if I'm walking around and I see somebody in a wheelchair in a mall, I go talk to them. As a matter of fact, I talked to this one guy, and then I guess a couple years later, I went and talked to this guy, and he's like, oh, you talked to me like 2 years ago. I'm like, yeah, but you didn't call me. So that's why I'm here again, I guess, right? But yeah, so the biggest challenge, I think, is one, not knowing that they're there. The second thing is not knowing how to get it in place. The third thing is thinking that you have to put money into it to get it. So imagine if you're on PWD, you receive a letter from CRA that says, hey, you've qualified for the disability tax credit. You may qualify for the RDSP. Please contact a financial advisor. Well, how many people on PWD are going to go, man, I need to talk to a financial advisor? They're like, why would I do that? I don't have any money. They don't realize there's up to $20,000 in bonds just by opening up the account if they're low income, right? So it's really about education. It's about kind of get the information out to people because, people don't know. We don't know what we don't know.
Yeah. And have you seen, because I'm guessing since COVID, a lot of people dealing with things.
They used to say it was 1 in 8 people had a long-term disability. Now it's 1 in 5. And people don't realize chronic pain. So chronic pain, as an example, affects your mental health.
Yeah.
So to qualify for a disability tax credit, it's usually if you have marketable restrictions in 2 or more daily living activities. So mental health can be ADHD, it can be autism. They're saying 1 in 5 boys are on the spectrum right now. Right, so there's a huge market out there. PTSD, anxiety, depression, alcohol addictions, those are all mental health. Chronic pain. So with ADHD, one of the questions I ask people, like, how do you sleep at night? I don't. There's no shut-off switch. So if you're not sleeping, that's going to affect every area of your life, right?
Quality of that,
So mental health, and then the other part is getting dressed, going to the washroom, preparing meals, hearing, speaking, vision. But the way they look at it, if you have an issue with vision, you wear glasses, it's not a disability. Same with the hearing aid. But, let's be real, if you lose your hearing aid, it's a problem, right? And so it's just, and a lot of times people don't know because we're just very adaptable as human beings. We skip the dishes, right? Or we throw a pizza in the oven, something like that. But I know myself, I deal with chronic pain, right, because of the accident. So in the morning time, I'm like a level 3, but by the evening, I'm like a level 8. When I'm level 8, I'm not doing anything other than trying to distract my mind from what's going on in my body.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, so it's
So how did you, or what was it that made you pair these two together? Like you were saying, your two loves. When was that point where you was like, well, I like helping people, and this financing is a challenge, but it could be used. Like when was that, and was there something that?
Well, I was licensed in 2006, and the RDSP came out in 2008.
Okay.
And nobody knew about it. And so I partnered up with somebody that was an expert at that time. And so I set up the appointments. We split commissions so I could learn it. And guess what? Now I'm the expert. He's no longer with the company, and people come to me all the time to be able to help people get that stuff set up. But yeah, just the idea that I can help people find money, like getting paid to help people find money they don't know they qualify for.
Yeah.
Like I can't imagine anything more fulfilling.
Yeah.
Right. And another part of it, and I know a lot of people just look at me as a disability resource specialist because I am. Mm-hmm. But we do everything. It's about a plan. It's about a strategy. It's about financial education. We do insurance, debt elimination, mortgages, wills, estate planning, you name it, and it's all about having a plan. And we do that at no cost, and we even provide free online education because of all the things that we were taught. If you notice, nobody taught us about money.
Yeah.
How much does that cost us over a lifetime? Like really, right? So we take a very educational approach. But again, just the disability resources that are out there, people don't know they exist.
Yeah. So Jessaii, before, I guess, like, how did you come into finding out about these programs? Because of the accidents?
You were a referral from Cali. That's how we first met, was through Callie.
Okay.
Yeah, so Kelly is another client, and so she referred me to Jessaii, and then so we connected, and we were able to get some things in place.
And Kelly has walked her own story.
Absolutely,
Big time.
yes,
That's
absolutely.
a whole other show.
Yeah,
But she is out there trying to connect people. She's building the beauty referral network. So she's got a lot of people in business that the way she's setting it up, it's really gonna help people out and help people get ahead. And she's lived through more than you know.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's true. The reality is most of them are invisible. This is why, I met one lady at a trade show, and she was like a physiotherapist or massage therapist. And she's young, she looks great. And when I ended up going through this questionnaire, she had 7 out of 8 disabilities. 7 out of the 8 marketable restrictions in daily living activities.
Wow.
So please, people, don't judge by a cover. You don't know what's going on the inside and what people are dealing with. Right. Type 1 diabetes automatically qualifies for the DTC now. It never did before, so that's fairly new within the last couple of years.
Okay.
Right. But yeah.
I think I know somebody with type 1. I'm type 2.
Okay.
Diabetes.
And there's still some challenges there. Here's the other part of it. Let's be real. Nobody talks about obesity. 6.9 Canadians struggle with obesity. So obesity is going to affect your mental health, number one. It can affect your ability to go walking. It can affect your ability to get dressed. It can affect your ability to prepare meals and kind of what all that looks like, right? But it's like nobody wants... nobody wants to recognize that as a disability, but I'm sorry, it is. I can't tell you how many times I've lost and found 50 pounds over and over in my lifetime, right?
Join the club.
Exactly. A constant battle for many people, right? But nobody would never think that would be...
Yeah, I wouldn't.
No, absolutely not.
So this is very important information. How can people contact you, find your organization?
Yep. If you Google me, Tracy Pequin, I'm all over. So I'm on Instagram, Facebook. My website's there. I've got landing pages I can forward through to people. But ultimately, the best thing is to meet one-on-one through Zoom and have a real conversation, right? It's finding about where people are at, what they're looking for, and how to get them there. That's the other part of my job. I find out, hey, what's important to you? What does your dream life look like? How can I help you get there? For some of it's getting other people licensed. And that was the big thing about the new reality, where it's like, people were looking to end their life because of the abject poverty. And I'm like, I need to train and develop an army of people that have a license so they can help families with this. Because again, there's a huge market, but not enough people doing RDSPs, not enough people that are licensed to be able to help, and not enough people that are focused on that. Because there's more money if you sit with a business person and they got like $500K to move, right? So all the people are looking at those instead of like, hey, let's look at all the services we can provide.
Yeah, helping people, and like you said, helping the most vulnerable.
Absolutely.
I feel like that should be a true measure of society, like how the vulnerable people in society treated, not how the higher ups.
Yep, absolutely. Jim Pattison does not need my help.
Yeah, for real.
I think he's okay.
Yeah. So, is there anything else you would like to say or discuss before play some of this music? Even though we got that music playing back there.
Well, and I think the biggest thing is just don't assume you don't qualify. Don't assume you don't qualify, because that is, it's almost like seeing a psychiatrist. You come in with 2 issues, you come out with 5. It's almost like that. So I do help people build a case, because a lot of times, and I don't charge for it, right? My ask is if they have other products and services that they need, that they would consider working with me, or if they know other people that would benefit by what we do. My whole business has been built by referrals, which is great. So I think that's the biggest thing. But yeah, don't assume that you don't qualify, because that's what happens for a lot of people. I had to coach my doctor to fill out my form. right? And my doctors even refer me to people too.
Well, I was about to say, since you've had these referrals, that's a testament to the work you do.
Do
So
the right thing 100% of the time.
So it's a couple of angels in here tonight.
There's a number of angels. There's 4 right now.
And I've been called that before, which is like, there's no better compliment.
Yeah. Well, yeah, if somebody going through something and they don't know, oh, I have this money that's available to me,
Yes,
you know?
absolutely. And I'll even send links. I know my advantage of working at TELUS for 20 years is I remember phone numbers. I'm still quicker than Google, I'm just saying, right? So I literally have a 7-step on how to qualify for the DTC. We've got videos that I can send people that they can learn how money works. There's so many different opportunities out there. And the greatest wealth transfer is happening with the baby boomers passing on their wealth. They're expecting $81 trillion to be moved in the next 20 years. But here's the challenge. Unless our kids and our grandkids understand how this money works, they expect you to be gone in a generation or two.
Ooh.
Right? They haven't never had that kind of money.
Yeah.
Right? They don't know how to manage it. And yeah, it's scary how much we don't understand about money at this point in time, right?
Yeah. So not only just getting money, but the education.
Yeah, it's not about, spending if I could have people get addicted to watching their money grow over watching their money dissipate, that would be amazing, right? Like what a challenge. And with ADHD, it is one of the biggest ones. Like it's just getting organized. I feel like I'm spending my whole life trying to get organized, right? And then the next day I'm so disorganized again.
And shopping gives you dopamine, and so a lot of ADHDers have shopping actual problems.
That's
like over shopping, overspending.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Or budgeting stuff.
Budgeting.
Yeah.
It does give you that dopamine hit. Like it's so easy to order, like you said, like call for your food or Amazon. Dangerous.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
My husband can attest.
I talk to people about delayed gratification, right? Hey, it's like and a couple different things, right? It's like if you have to write down every time you spend or you eat something, you're going to eat or spend less right off the bat, right? But it's like, hey, I really want a donut. Will I still want it tomorrow, later? Just delay. Same as that dress. Just delay a couple days. Now, if you really want it, buy it.
Yeah.
Get over it. Don't beat yourself up. Oh, I should have done this. I should have. Put down the stick.
Thing too.
I know.
Dwell and overthink things and go back over things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should have done this. I should have done this. It's just like quit shooting yourself.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Definitely. Thank you. I please tell people again, where can they reach out to you?
Yeah, so Tracy Pequin, Pequin. If you just Google me, I promise you I'm all over. Right? There's going to be a way to be able to reach
Or
to be able to reach
Queen
out to you.
Level Productions as well. We
Yeah.
can refer.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm everywhere.
Thank you.
I've been everywhere, man.
Thank you.
And like I say, I can sing. I'm just not.
I was about to say we might have to have her back and sing for us.
We're a musical family too.
Well, that's what she said.
Yeah.
What she said, she liked to play the background.
Yeah, I'm not the leader. I'm a great follower
Right.
when it comes to music,
We
but
all need
yes.
people. Team.
Yeah, absolutely. And my dad actually played the fiddle, banjo, all that kind of stuff. So we had a Pequin band, back in the day. So we do have that within us, but I'm just not. I tried to play guitar. I learned guitar when I was 13. My fingers were too small. It hurt, and that was it. I was done.
You need to connect with the Vancouver Adapted Music Society, who would help you with instruments that fit your body properly.
Right. Well, and actually, Julie, I've gone to the different singing things, and I do have a decent voice, but it's like we got to use our voices more, right?
Yeah.
And we really need to be inclusive people, right? We need to lift each other up. We need to build bridges. We need to find out where people are wanting to go and how do we get there. And one size doesn't fit all. We have to customize that information to who we're talking to, right? So that's a huge part.
Man, this has been so empowering. You gotta forgive me how I talk. I'm from Jersey, so empowerment. But thank you for taking time out your day to come and share this information. And once we get it on YouTube, I'll definitely get some clips to y'all so we can put this information out there for other people.
That's fantastic. No, and I love what you're doing, because here's the reality. Again, I really believe it's diverse abilities. One of the young ladies I actually provided support for, beautiful voice, absolutely beautiful voice, artist, like just amazing. But it's like finding the outlets for her to be able to kind of bring that out, right? So I should introduce you to her. Like she's absolutely amazing. But like you say, she has different abilities than most people, right? And and one of the things I've learned is figure out what you're good at, become great at it, learn how to serve other people, and maybe you'll get paid for it instead of what we've been taught. Oh, you're not good at math, get good at math.
Yeah.
The fact that, by the way, math was not my forte in school, and yet I'm a financial coach. Math's the most complicated product out there, so don't let your limiting beliefs hold you back. And I'm on a lot of these like home shares, and they're like, somebody got a job at a recycle depot, and they're like, yay, and I'm like, we are limiting the options for people. Like, this is a huge success that they got a minimum wage job. That's so not okay.
Yeah.
Right? We can't limit people and their beliefs, for sure.
Thank you so much.
Welcome. Thank you.
Should we play some of this music? Yeah. At least they can hear it on there. We can hear it a little bit here, but.
Can I offer a hand to step down the steps?
Nice. That's so fascinating. Wow.
So Cake and Eat It.
That's Karina.
That's Karina. So any preference on which song we should play? Cake and Eat It, or start off with, or Getting Better?
Getting Better would be great. Well, okay, I have a special story with Getting Better. It's about a single mother, and I affiliated with the YWCA for that song because I wanted to bring awareness to, helping single mothers. They have an amazing program at YWCA for training and employment and even Dress for Success, which I was affiliated with. Anyway, so that song kind of all encompasses that. So maybe that one.
I come from a single parent, so single mother, so we go there.
Shout out to single mothers.
Yes.
Like,
Mama,
survivors, like,
Mama Frost, I love you.
Aw.
warriors. Wow.
She's a girl.
Let me try this again. So it seemed like his wire has a shortage.
It's only getting better all the time. It's only getting better. Mommy, you're my superwoman. It's only getting better all the time. It's only getting better. Waiting for walking out her front door.
It was playing both of
Caught
them.
in the crossfire, crawling miles through barbed wire. She's scared, but she still
So at least they can hear.
sees the light.
Yeah.
She keeps her eyes on the prize. It's only getting better all the time. It's only getting better. It's only getting better all the time.
You emailed it?
It's only getting better.
You can just play one. It's fine. It's about that time.
Yeah.
Visions
do
of
an
a
outro.
life
We don't whatever.
built a castle to the Some way, somehow, she'll make it, even if she dies. She's a girl who walks with her head up high. Lesson learned from her mother. She passed down on to her daughter. Let
can't even
all
access
your
it.
dreams be your guide. It's only getting better.
Maybe it didn't.
All the time. It's only getting better. It's only getting better. All the time. It's only getting better. All the time. It's only getting better. All the time. It's only getting better. It's only getting better. All the time. It's only getting better.
Yeah, Getting Better by Karina. Trying to get more in. We're trying to get another song on before we head out. I don't know. I don't. Oh.
Or we can we'll meet again. And
Yeah. We'll play it.
Maybe we can do a little like ending
Yeah.
little bit.
So once again, we got the homie Jessaii sitting up here to
Hi.
end the show. So there was a lot of good information on here.
Yeah.
And I think we do need to have another session where we talk a little bit more about this, because it seemed like there's more conversation about disabilities and trying to remove that stigma.
Totally. And being able to unmask around our community, which means we're not pretending anymore.
Yeah.
It's already hard enough to speak up for yourself and to let people know what's going on. Like, a lot of people don't want their medical information shared, but how else do you advocate for yourself?
Yeah.
So it's like, again, today was about bringing awareness for the need, especially in the music industry, for the need for this conversation to start. Yeah, I feel like there's a part B to this that we can come back to.
Yeah.
I did have a little thing I wanted to just read that I wrote.
Go ahead.
To leave everyone off with. So the one thing that I want to stress is that we don't need to feel sorry for people living with injuries and disabilities. That's not the point. But we also need to remember the dire, bleak situations that some people are up against. And we all have a right to live our dharma, to live out the purpose of why we're here. And when we are restricted and don't have enough supports or advocacy, some of us start to slip through the cracks. And we don't want to wait until our friends have slipped through the cracks to then realize that they needed our help.
Yeah.
You know? But also, aside from that, just like bringing more awareness to the resources and links to things. And I just want to put it out there, queenlevelproductions.com. You can just contact us, hit us up with an email or send a message kind of thing. And we definitely, out of the goodness of our hearts, have no problem if you need a link to something or are looking for a resource. Of course we'll share. You know, there's no money involved in that. We're also here to help.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I want to just read this to leave things on. And it's just sort of like, I wrote it from my own experience, but also trying to empathize with some other people, other artists, and people that I know specifically are going through really, really, really difficult times and trying to still be a music artist. Sometimes more than anything, people need human connection and to lift some of the feeling of isolation of their situation, as it has forced them to be off work or burned out at home. There are feelings of frustration, grief, anger, and at times so many people end up processing alone. Some people have developed strategies, tools, and coping mechanisms in order to function, but some are so exhausted and overwhelmed that they don't know where to start. Then imagine trying to also be an artist. When you're drowning or you do not have the supports in place that you need, sometimes it's tempting to just throw in the towel and give up on your dreams. But making art in itself is therapy. I like to call it music medicine. We are all busy and going through things in our own lives, but when one of our community members is dealing with a really difficult situation, or if they're navigating disability, support and care is needed, especially because as fellow artists, we can't imagine how awful it would feel to suddenly or gradually have your ability to bring all the pieces together be much more challenging. That in itself adds to feelings, or can add to feelings of depression and anxiety. Nobody should have to go through this alone. So it's just really that mindset of, someone's going through something in the community, check on them. Just check on them, even once. Yeah. It makes so much of a difference. But I'm really grateful that you brought me and Karina and Tracy on, and that you see value in what I'm building with Queen Level Productions. Yes. And I did want to mention too that with Queen Level Records, I am slowly, everything's slow these days, but building a roster of artists who also live with disabilities, because you never know what opportunities could present themselves and spaces left for artists living with disability. Yeah. Just inclusivity. So more on that later next time, part B.
Well, thank you for launching this grassroots movement with Queen Level's production and records, and advocating for people. You know what I mean? Like she said, the most vulnerable in the community and stuff. And anything coming up, any shows, any music,
I'm in application mode, so festival season next summer is where it's at for me.
Okay.
And so I'm like upgrading my EPK and recording some tracks. I have a song Big Love coming out soon, so I'm just in the tail end of production and getting into mastering soon. Shout out to DJ Chemo as well.
Shout out to Chemo, the homie.
Yeah. But I'd love to come back and talk more about that. But yeah,
definitely.
But definitely trying to get more recordings done, getting ready for shows next summer. I would like to do a special Jessaii concert sometime, not in a bar, but in a community hall or something where families can come, kids can come. More on that later too, but I've been thinking about doing something really special.
Okay.
Putting together a special show. It'll probably take me at least a year to put together.
Okay.
But yeah, and then other than that, just building grant applications. There's so much. This is my ADHD brain. I got to do this, I got to do this, I got to do this. Yeah. And I have to pace myself. So one thing at a time, keep it grounded, keep it, one foot in front of the other.
Yep.
And I would rather do things slow and well than in a rush and just have too many things going on.
Yeah, haphazard. Yeah.
But please have us back again.
Oh, definitely. We're gonna finish this conversation, and thank you for coming out and putting up with the music. We'll definitely make sure there's no events going on. But I understand they got to pay bills, so they rent out.
I was gonna say maybe we could, talk to somebody about what it would take to do a little soundproofing on that wall.
Well, also too, me and Kava, we're going to take this show kind of on the road, mobile.
Oh.
Where we can go to different spots and cool places around the city and do the interview.
There's a grant for that.
Yeah.
I'm sure there is.
Kava, you hear that?
Beautiful.
So we'll build some more on that. So once again, thanks to the homie Jessaii for coming through, and our special guests. Thank y'all. They're in deep conversation back there.
Yeah. And thank you for what you're doing too with Beyond the Lyrics, and just building community and bringing people in and talking about important things, and you're an artist in your own right as well, and you take time out for other people. So blessings.
And just trying to help out and give, and inshallah. God forgive me for my sins. But thank you again, and once again, this is Beyond the Lyrics. It's your man K Ski, and peace out.